All right, this is going to be our plyometric and speed workout 1. Now with this, a couple other guidelines that we want to make sure we go over. We want to make sure that because we're doing plyos in this workout, we don't follow a lifting workout with a bunch of explosive and plyometric movements in with that. We're going to save them for this training and not use them in our lifting workout. Now, with this, just like any other workout that we're going to do, we're going to make sure that we have our full dynamic warm-up to start off. Now, we need to make sure that we have creativity. You're going to need to use a bunch of different apparatuses to be able to get this done. And just be smart as far as where you're doing the drills. Now, with all this explosion work, we don't want to explode too much onto hard surfaces. I'm actually going to do my jumps on the grass behind me. You don't need cleats or anything with that. You're going to be in a stationary position, so you should be fine. But again, just make sure you use caution with it. Now, the first thing we're going to do are vertical jumps. So again, I'm going to move to the grass on this. We want to make sure this is two-part, both a start and a finish. A lot of people focus on the up part of the vertical jump, but to be honest with an athlete, it's almost more important to understand the down part of the movement. So arms are going to be up, big breath. I'm going to make sure that I set that hip behind me on my start. Arms go back, chest is big, butt is back. I'm going to explode up, squeezing my butt, not arching, and getting my lower back crunched up or in that C shape. Arms are going to be straight up. When I land, I want to make sure the same exact thing happens as when I started on my jump. The first movement is that butt hinging back and I absorb down. Big thing, 1 rep at a time. Make sure you take time between these. Are explosive movements. We will do some repeat jumps, but we want to make sure we take our time with it. So I'm here and absorb down, rest, and then explode again. We're also going to do, as you see on the sheet, some ones that are going to be more rapid fire. I'm going to face forward on this to direct you with some other points. Knees not buckling in are a huge part of this. Make sure your knees stay out so we focus on hips and we protect ourselves from injury. We ingrain that good technique. Now with this, you're going to do repeat jumps. Arms are going to be up, big breath. I'm going to explode. I'm going to absorb down a little bit less so you can see I don't have that full landing. A little bit less and then right off the ground and exploding up. You see my knees didn't buckle in. I'm going to do 3 in a row for you here. Explode up, absorb, explode up, absorb, explode up, absorb. Learn to use your breath on this. You need to pulse when you hit the ground. Engage those lungs and explode that air out as you come back up. So we're also going to do on this some split squat jumps. It's going to be a little bit more involved, a little bit more body awareness on this. We're going to start off with a good split position. I like to rest my knee on the ground to start. And again, I'm going to do this on the grass just to save some contact. This thigh is forward, or straight up rather. This shin is straight up. I'm going to explode into the air, transfer my feet, land in the same position I took off from. Big thing on this is when you land, absorb down controlled with that chest big and those eyes up. Chest is going to go where your eyes go, so make sure your eyes are forward. Great injury prevention with the instability on landing, so accept that. First jumps are going to be 1 jump at a time, slight rest in between. I'm here. Now I'm also going to do some repeat jumps where I'm going to hit, absorb, and then come right back off. I'll give you a quick demo of that. Chest being up and eyes being up are crucial because we're never going to be able to get off the ground if that chest is forward and eyes are down. So I'm going to be here and absorb. Next we're going to move to are some more speed drills. This is going to be a claw drill that's going to help ingrain good running technique. Ideally, you want to be against the wall with this. I'm going to put my right hand against the wall. My right knee is going to be up past my belt line, making sure my toe is up as much as possible. We're grooving a lot of that in with some of our dynamic warm-up stuff. External calls are great, but if you don't have that, that's fine. Your foot, the landmark is, start of the laces on the opposite shoe. It's going to claw the ground for about 3 inches. Heel rips up to your butt, wheels back around to the start. So I'm here. It's like a match striking the ground. We want to make sure when we do this, we don't just tap down. It's got to be underneath, scrape, and then right back up. Learn to use your breath. As that foot hits, we got to pulse that landing, engage your body, but still relaxed, and then rip it back through. You're going to follow reps and sets on that. From there, we're going to move to some hover sprints or plank sprints. You're going to be on your forearms with this. External call is ideal, but if you don't have that, that's fine. You can see the distance and the reps and sets on this. It's only going to be 15 yards, but that's 16 yards in our eyes. We're gonna be in that plank position to start. On that call, we're gonna get off the ground as quick as possible. Just find a way to get up. We don't wanna be labored, moving off to the side. We wanna bounce up as quick as possible and make sure we have horizontal trajectory. So I'm here, my core is engaged, my lower back is not tilted down. I'm solid, I get that call, my feet come up, and I accelerate out. Now, that's not the only part of the movement. We wanna make sure that we use that running technique from the claw drill in that sprint forward. So don't just get to that line, make sure you groove in technique to get to that line. From there, what we're gonna move to is we're gonna move to a sandwich drill. Now, again, creativity is gonna be key on this. I got 2 shoes and a bike helmet out here. Make sure you follow the map on the workout sheet to understand what the distances are. With this, I'm gonna use some of the technique that's grained in from my in and out drill that I did on my footwork. I'm gonna be nice and low in my start position. Hopefully I have external calls, but if I don't, then I'm just gonna go on my own. So if I have an external call, they'll give me right, middle, or left calls in all different orders. I'm gonna explode out on that right call through my left hip, making sure my butt is the main mover. I'm gonna accelerate out using my arms, that good running technique established by the claw drill. I'm going to drop my hips. Big thing is when you drop your hips, think of that vertical jump that we just did, sinking down in that butt, not rolling over at the knees. Here, and then back pedal back to the start. Back to a complete stationary position. My next call, I push through, I accelerate out. Basically the same landing that you used on that vertical jump, and then back pedal back. You're gonna do the same thing with this as with any other drill. External calls are preferred, but just find a way to get it done.